And hello, everyone, including the plane flying over my house right now. I hope you are doing well. My name is Ruby Seals. I hope you're having a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it might be for you. I am joined today by Foxcade.
Sorry, I was busy flying the plane above Irby's
Ah, God damn it,
house.
fucking inconsiderate.
Yeah, the drones are dropping.
Expected better
Canadians
from
are
you.
invading as of now.
I mean, look. We have it coming, but it's still rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
gonna clean all the white phosphorus off my roof.
also joined by Clark.
Hello, we're about to be playing a piece of art about art, so I brought all my stuff.
Lot of navel gazing.
A lot of navel gazing, but it's good navel gazing. We'll get to that in a moment. Noah
Hi, hi.
and Connor the Skull. Cool. Did this game crash because I've been alt tabbing in and out of it? We'll find out. Anyways, the beginner's guide, for anyone who doesn't know, is the second game made by Davey Wreden, the guy who made the Stanley Parable. He made this like 4 years after the initial release. And I really love this game. This game, especially in the early days of me writing about games, really kind of rewired how I approach and consider them. And it's one of those things that I revisit every couple of years, just because each time I come back to it, I find something new, something interesting that compels me about it. So I've been wanting to share it with everyone for the past couple weeks, especially now that we've put a bow on Darkwood. And given that we had to unfortunately cancel Of the Devil tonight because Alice and Jaime are out for health issues,
They got
I
the fucking
decided.
sand pest.
Yeah, they got the Sandpest. But also,
They'll be
I
fine.
told them
They'll be fine.
I told them not to go in the infected districts, but no one ever listens to me. Well, whatever. Uh, but like, yeah, I've been keen to run through this, and since we've got a window of time, seems like the perfect chance. Assuming this game doesn't automatically like crash the moment I click something. I do not know why it has the loading icon right now. That concerns me, but Source Engine is going to Source Engine. Let's try this. Did that work? Cool. The most walking sim of walking sims.
Affectionate.
Affectionate. Big affectionate.
Yeah, I'm actually a big lover of walking sims.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person.
Seki,
And it
thank
kind
for
of
the
makes
sub.
you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
How Brechtian.
So,
Note that.
it's 2008.
What
Coda
if
starts
a
making
video
these
essayist
games,
could make a
and
video?
he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the
You're
internet. He just
already picking up
makes
on
them
it.
and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after
get the
the other
mod that
without
changes
even
it to
really
demos.
pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
That's his real email
Okay, that's
address,
about
by
it
the
for
way.
introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
Okay, first off, I want to turn on subtitles. Should have done that before. Would that be...
Oh, the joy of trying to figure out where subtitles are
Right?
under.
Closed captioning.
Yeah.
There we go.
As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
I feel like Davey Wreden probably had opinions about
This
the
game is
ways
called
people
Escape from
interpreted
Whisper, and it's one of the more generic
the
games you'll
Stanley
see from
Parable.
Coda.
Yeah, probably.
Go from
This
security column reached.
Great.
Hostile alien life forms inbound.
this does kind of like in its weird fun way like
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned in
foreshadow
development.
the asset flip
For
type
instance,
game.
you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there
Well,
are supposed to
this
be
is like
monsters
a-
or
this
enemies
is like a
somewhere. But then clearly there are no
Escalation of
enemies
the
anywhere.
last one, 'cause the
You
last
can't
one
even
was like,
reload
yeah,
the gun when you run out of
like,
bullets.
oh, this person's someone who like
Hold on one second.
cares a lot about shooters.
But
Hold on. The game is significantly louder than everyone and everything else. Also, while I'm at it, give me 1 second to double check something.
In the meantime, thank you so much, Psych12, for subbing.
Yee.
Thank you.
ultimately we don't really know. Maybe
JPEG
Coda
is not
thought that
doing that
actually
big for
it
a
was
second.
complete
Very
the way
fun.
that it is.
I shot the gun
About
and now
these
it's
games
out
for
of
what they
ammo and now
are,
it's useless.
rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
Where's your trigger discipline, Ruby?
I love how you can see the bottom of the
Your
universe from
bullets.
this room.
They're gone.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
You can solve that maze in time before he skips you ahead of it.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Okay, easy.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this
That
level.
probably is doing
But when
heavy
he first
lifting.
compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Man, the planes today, dude. Yeah, see, you
And
can
so it
stop
causes
it.
you to
Whoa.
start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. Pressing forward does nothing.
The path
Yep,
was
in
behind
this
her.
game you can only walk backwards.
No, I've seen this before.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative.
But the
It is
future
less
could not be
advanced than
seen.
the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is
Why
trying to
does the
give it a
future keep
unique voice
changing?
rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Honestly, I would unironically really love a game like this.
Yeah, no. You could do a
The
lot
the
with
game
this.
the game's titled Reverse Orpheus.
Exactly.
Reverse Orpheus.
When she stops and looks, it becomes clear. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
You
Which
said it,
to
buddy.
me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
I'm back in Fresno.
Oh,
It's exactly like Fresno.
We're gonna see some of the little Fresno Nightcrawlers running around.
Yeah.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
December 2008.
Oftentimes, Coda would
Nonsense in
put
every
bizarre
direction.
titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Me too, buddy. This is also how I feel like going
Once you've been
upstairs.
slowed to an absolute
Okay,
crawl,
but
the
like
door
you have
at
a
the top of
reason
the
for
stairs
that.
opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone,
Clark's like,
why
oh, I'm
bother
gonna
opening the door at
rest
all?
here and tackle
Well,
the rest
to show
of the
you, I'm
morning.
modifying the game here so that when you press enter,
It's a little
it'll
bit
bring
like
you back
watching
up to full
Pikmin
speed,
climb
so you
up
can
like
enter the door for
like one
yourself.
of those big bulborbs.
Yeah.
Again, he modified the game.
Huh?
Stand on an X staring at a bear for 3 hours. A game of only posters and concept art showing what the game is intended to be. A stranger appears.
A room
game where
that's
you collect
warm
items, except the game
and
automatically
nice
quits when you collect
and
them all.
filled
That's
with
near.
little ideas for games.
Run a shop inside your own body, selling your organs strategically to make the most money before
Coda
you
would
die.
often
That
tell me
actually
that
goes
he
hard
didn't
as fuck.
mind if people thought
I was gonna
There
say
is a
that
game.
actually be like a really
He
interesting
said that he
game.
knew that he was
There is a
actually
game like that. I've been
vibrant
meaning
and
to play it.
compassionate person,
Let me hold on.
but that it takes time to really see that.
Well, because
It can
there's
be
a
a
few
very
games
slow
that are
climb to
literally
get
just
there.
like a market sim where you are like selling stuff and trying to like make the most profit, and you have to like go out each day and like collect resources for your shop.
Also, I do want to take a second to note, I really like the music in this game. It's subtle, it's minimal, it's very understated, but it's consistently good and well placed.
The game I was thinking of, it's called The Missing Parts of Maria Gwazdik, and you're like you're this girl in a sort of cyberpunk adjacent setting, and she's destitute, like she's real poor due to circumstances that, you know, life just happens, marginalized or what have you, you know.
Well, this is
And
new
you
for
have to
Frida.
make
It's an actual
strategic.
puzzle.
You have to strategically
see if
sell
you can
your
solve it.
organs and have them like replaced by cybernetics as you desperately try to like just make it. I've been meaning to play it forever, but I loved the trailer when I saw it.
Really good question in
Don't
chat
forget
that I'd be
that
curious to
solution,
hear what
because
everyone
we're going
else's
to see
opinion
this
is.
puzzle again
Is it
soon.
robbing an artist
gonna
of
see
their
it a lot.
intent and vision to look at the code and backend files?
And that very good question. Very good question. I would very much argue no, if only because they are objectively like part of the thing, you know, like
Yeah.
every game developer knows those are going to get seen eventually on some level, to some extent, you know.
I think some obviously I don't think I've ever heard of like a artist that's like don't look there.
Yeah.
But a lot of them like kind of hide stuff for it to be found.
Yeah.
Like there's like a lot that like kind of take
beyond
joy in the fact
artsy
that, like, someone's
fartsy
gonna
to not
That
want
seems to
people
be
to
it,
see
right?
into the
Oh, wait, hold
file.
on.
Walk down a corridor,
Yeah, that's kind of
solve a
like
puzzle,
you're okay.
and
You're
get
being
to
very
the end.
presumptuous.
Simple
That's
enough.
like, oh, my
Alright,
stuff's too
now
sacred.
I'm going to
look at.
modify the
Whereas
game
like,
again, so that
I
when
think
you
there's a
press
lot of people
enter,
like
it'll
myself
remove
included,
all
like,
of
not
the
necessarily
walls from
games
this
because I'm not someone that like breaks games just to like steal the work because I just don't know coding that well. But I love seeing the nuances of like how like a film is made.
Yeah,
and, like
it's the
even
same
just like
idea, I would
seeing like
say.
the editing files
And
and how
kind
the
of
editing files look in production.
This actually dovetails rather well with what's about to happen, because what's happening
Whoa!
behind what's clearly apparent is also part of the
Yeah.
text,
Whoa.
and you're never going to know all of it. You could and should and must try your best to
How about
understand
that?
it, but
There's
there will
more to it
always
than we
be
had any way
huge
of knowing.
chunks you will be
I actually find
utterly
it funny that
unable
this game
to
comes
take
after
notice
the
of.
Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior, and then in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Oh, hey, a sequel.
Fresno. Part
I
two.
Aha.
I think
Oh.
the question
This, combined with the entering game from earlier,
kind of asks
tells
like
us
an
that
interesting
Coda
thing
believes
of like
his
how
games are connected
like
somehow.
not even necessarily
It
the
could
like
even be that
creator, but
Stairs
how
game
like
and
the
Puzzle
audience view
game
things.
are
'Cause
literally connected
some
in
people
between this
view
and
like
the entering
you know
game.
let's use just games
There's
as
a
like a
bigger
medium
picture,
as
and
like
all of his games are meant to
games
play
are
a
something
role,
that are that is
some
like a
larger
painting
meaning
where
that
you're
we
meant
won't
to
be
kind of
able to
just like
grasp
view it
until
and
we
engage with
see
it as
all of
it's
them.
intended and that's
And
it.
once we have,
And
we
you know
can step
you don't
back
touch the
and
painting.
start
You
to
just like
understand what
view it
exactly
as
that
it
bigger
was made
picture
and then
is.
you move on.
Yeah.
And then there's others where it's like, no, a game is like a toy that you are meant to like fucking grab and touch and pull apart and be like, oh, how does this work? And you're kind of looking at it from all angles.
Yeah, I mean, and the way I see it is like I see no reason why those are like mutually exclusive viewpoints either. You know?
Yeah.
No.
Because like again, like the obvious comparison I need to make for me is Pathologic, because I have absolutely like used that thing as a playground that I just slam the dolls around to make them do what I want to do, and I have spent more time playing that game in NoClip than I have actually playing that game. But also, you know, I'm still able to lock in and take it seriously when I want to do a real replay, but that experience is informed by and given extra nuance by the knowledge I've gained by treating it as a toy and picking through it piece by piece.
But you've already picked it up as a toy though.
Yes, exactly.
Like you already
exactly
have picked it up and touched it and got your sticky little mitts all over it.
Yeah.
No, because it's just there's some people that it's like just like modding stuff is like abhorrent's kind of a tough word, but
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
I've encountered people who are like very much like,
Like-
no, that goes against the creator's like
Let's talk about video
intentions,
game
and that's
development
just
for a
kind of
second.
like, I don't know, warping it in a way that's just kind of like
Yeah.
not shitty, but like
No.
they're very like anti doing that in the
Like,
same way of
I'm-
like it'd be weird to go into like an editing file to change a movie so it's like colored green for
Yeah.
like no reason other than like, God, I just prefer it being green. It's like, well, that's weird.
Like I'm sympathetic to that to an extent, without a doubt, because I'm the freak who, whenever a new Bethesda game comes out that I give a shit about, which I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen again, but but like I played New Vegas unmodded my first time through because I wanted to be able to get I played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines unmodded somehow in defiance of God's
Oh,
will.
yeah, that was my mistake, and I hit a wall, and then someone was like, "Did you play modded?" And I was like, "No," and they were like, "Oh, sweet baby boy."
Yeah,
And I was
no.
like, oh, I didn't know it was like
Chat, no, I
expected,
haven't
like,
played
you're
Starfield, and I'm
supposed
not going
Like,
to.
Don't play with this dog shit first
But-
time around.
But like for me, it's less about the like the vision of the creative. Like I care about that to an extent, especially when we're talking about like more intimate projects. But like more importantly, the bigger thing for me is I just want to see what the true vanilla is, what is actually being put out there. And then from there, after I've had that experience, like the next time I play New Vegas, if I can ever get that game running in any fucking capacity again, that will be heavily modded. That will absolutely be heavily modded.
Every video game
Oh, I know
runs
there's, like,
on
a whole,
what's
like,
called an
mod
engine,
folder
which
for
determines
that
what
thing.
the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine
I
is a
suppose
set
not to
of
derail
tools
things
for
too
game
much,
development.
but games like any other art medium have to be
To
engaged
make all of these games,
with different
Coda is using an
lenses.
engine
There
called
is no
Source. Like all
there's no
engines,
correct way
Source
to
has
engage
certain
with a
things
piece
that
of
it does
art.
well, and it has certain
Otherwise,
things
like
that it does poorly.
Stanislavski,
One of the
Brecht,
things that it does very
and
well
Ibsen would
is
all be
boxy
like.
linear
If only
corridors.
one of them could be
That's
right,
why
that would be a
so
problem.
many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms. Is just because
Also worth
he's
noting
working
that,
with what the
like,
engine does well.
Once you've purchased the game and
The tools
installed it,
available to the
that's no
creator shape what
longer
kinds of
like
creative work they're going to end up making.
a
You might
singular
consider paying
piece.
attention
That's
to the
your copy
architecture of
now.
Coda's games to notice how
I
It's
it's
not like
suppose
used
you're not
an
like
engine
painting
that's
over a
very good
painting.
at producing linear, boxy.
You're not
corridors.
painting over a painting. I suppose it's more akin to like if you buy someone else's like if someone bakes an apple pie for you. Yes, it's their handiwork, but if you like to eat your apple pie without slicing it, that's your prerogative.
You can put whipped cream
Like-
on that shit.
There we go.
Also, chat. The problem with modded Vampire is that the back end of it is quite literally unfinished. I know that term gets thrown around a lot. I mean, it is literally unfinished to an extent that I didn't use mods to beat the game, but I did have to use the command console because there were multiple doors I literally could not open and I had to no-clip through. This is why Vampire, I love that game. It is perhaps the only game I would give both a 10 and a 0 to. It gets both. It gets both.
It's really, really fun until you get to the uh-oh part.
It's really fun until the game breaks and gets unfathomably racist.
Oh,
Chinatown
it
is
gets-
so bad. No matter how
that's
bad
cool.
you remember Chinatown
Ruby-
being, it's worse.
Ruby's fighting with two sides of themselves because they want to like give it like an objective criticism of like it's unfinished, it's racist, and it's in a lot of ways not fun to play.
But the combat's so
But the
fun, and I love
twins-
being a cool
but
vampire.
the twins though, those two twins, vampire twins, are there.
then-
so
They are there.
And then every
Hard to
Asian
say
you
no to
meet
that.
is written by like J.K. Rowling.
No, they're written by the South Park guys specifically.
Yeah.
Also, again, another one of those little artsy moments, as we'll see.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
That
If you don't
Davey
mind, I think we're gonna skip
just
that.
kind of blows past. That's like that should be the heart of this experience, is sitting in this jail cell for an hour. And to continue,
anyone read up on Michel Foucault?
This is something that we argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable,
like,
whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know,
to come back to that discussion about modding,
why not make
that I would say is a out-of-pocket mod. I understand why he made it,
that after one of these
but like,
he went home
if
and a day or two later,
if this story was true,
entitled
and Davey was a critic, and he showed me that he did that in his analysis, I would laugh him out of the room.
That you walked around in, and
you spend the full hour in there. You don't get to use fucking you don't get to use macros to play Desert Bus. You didn't play Desert Bus if that's how you did it. You sit your ass down and you suffer.
Because I think there's a difference between like engaging with something you purchased as a piece of like public artwork versus just refusing to actually engage with the text.
Yeah, because
there's
again,
a level of why are you playing this?
Yeah, the critical bit with the critical bit with Coda is none of these games were meant to be products. None of them were meant to be sold at market. The fact that Davey is doing this, if this were a true, if the fiction of the game were actually just reality, this would be really fucked up, like horrendously fucked up. Also, Lacernic, thank you for the sub. But like, that to me, Connor, as you put it very well, why would you be playing this if you weren't in it for the exact vision on hand?
It's like I see people playing Monster Hunter with macros that make you like shoulder check the enemy whenever they attack you while using Greatsword, and it's just like
it's like the indie version of like those people who play fucking like
it's like
online
going to a
Tekken
gym with a
like,
hydraulic jack.
Yeah.
Why did you come here? Nobody's impressed by you cheating.
It's funny you say that, because I have like a couple people in my sphere that really fucking hate Wild because it makes everything to do with the Greatsword that much easier. And it's like, oh, now Capcom's just putting the mods in for you.
That's very funny. Also, I'm going to point out these 3 dots. They're going to come up a few times, and I'm going to talk about why I find them significant later. But I'm pointing them out now. I thought you were just
going to point them out because it looks like the pathologic mask.
True. It looks like a surprised little guy. That's what it looks like.
Oh. It's the puzzle again.
What's that little Japanese thing
called?
As
the last time.
Kodama?
Sorry, did you just say Obama?
It's like a Kodama or something.
Right?
Oh,
you mean the little things in
Obama?
I remember them from Shin Megami Tensei.
But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Oh, hello. Right. And after the 1 hour wait. You there. Did you come from above? What was up there?
He fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. Let's talk about the prison. That's the world above! You've been there! Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. I'd prefer not to tell you. After all, we've only just met. That last one is a Daniel-ass response.
It is.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Yes, I did. Again, perfect! Now tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Oh no, but we do. But I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. Damn. Text disappeared too fast. I do
Can you go back to the guy? Can you go back to the people?
Yeah, I was about to say I do like the design of these guys.
That's me when when a black woman speaking. White ass.
True. me sitting my white ass down. Oh, there's more. Hello. How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to go through? Yes, how did you know? No, I've been right here this entire time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. What happens if I solve it? Why would I sit in the black space? Who are you? Who are you? Just go hang out in the blackness for a bit. You may not like it at first, but it'll grow on you. Eventually. Okay, to the darkness with me. Who's excited for Void?
Me.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Okay, yay.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
This kind of
Important
reminds me
lamppost.
that area kind of reminds me of where I stayed at with Connor when I went to go see him in Scotland.
Yeah.
Did you touch the lamppost?
Well, I didn't.
This
No.
game is connected to the internet. As
I
you
was
walk
touching
around,
all
you can
the-
leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players.
I was touching all the green stuff.
Oh, I just
Good to know.
realized this is going to be a perfect moment for some fun voice acting. Whoever
Nice
wants to take
room. Not.
anyone who wants to take any of these at any point, by all means, it's a free for all.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not
How do you
connected to
beat
the
this
internet.
game?
All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so
No point
different
to
from
this.
anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Whoa.
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
Oh, holy
And
shit.
that cooled off eventually.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, all of these notes are done by Coda. And I do have to say,
Hello.
conceptually, I really like this as a
I
bit
do feel
of
like that.
Feel
storytelling.
free to skip over any of these
This is
notes
just
if they're not
Dark
doing
Souls
anything for
graffiti.
you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Oh.
Yes.
Though-
Either way,
again,
To me, they convey
the
a sense
way-
of loneliness. I see this
the way
person
Davey
who's
gets
filled
you
with
to breeze
thoughts
past the bits he
and
doesn't
feelings
understand.
and beliefs, and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Everyone read this.
Hey.
Perfect.
Playing this game and seeing how
This place
alone
makes
Coda
me
often
sad.
felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him.
We need to find a
And I have
Connor
to be
line
honest with you,
around here
this idea
somewhere.
is really seductive to me.
Connor,
I could just
this one's...
I
play
want
someone's
to
game
tell you a
and
secret.
see the voices in their
Once
head
upon a
and get to
time, I
know
did.
them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work.
Oof.
I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting
King of the
me personally
world!
into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
So,
Damn.
again,
That's pretty deep.
the way... This game feels quite skeptical of the relationship between artist and audience. I will say that much for sure. Define fun.
That one's really good. I really like that one.
Someone, quick.
Balls.
How is there wood and grass and concrete here? What the fuck?
Go on. You actually nailed that.
Connor, please.
I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I have ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again. If nothing will ever be as beautiful again, I am crying now and plan on ripping out my eyes. I must go do that.
What the hell?
Me.
Yeah, you.
This is my favorite one. I want to adopt you.
It's just Clark.
Do not
Do not be afraid. Do care.
Getting bars.
This game is no
What?
nice.
This game is so nice. I would like it when I could.
Oh, the Spec Ops reference. The Spec Ops The Line reference.
Do you feel like a hero yet?
Cool cavern, bro. To be fair,
This is so early 2000s.
Yeah.
we're
We're running out of space. Soon we will suffocate.
There are too many messages in this area.
Why?
Why?
Hey, I can type here.
The guy over there wrote much wrong.
I'd rather be doing literally anything other than playing this.
The idea of Coda writing all of these is really funny. Oh, I can't jump down. I thought I could. Damn.
I was gonna
Damn,
ask you to
that was
do
gonna be really
your,
fun.
ledge physics.
Yeah. I think we end up over there later, though. If I remember right.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. That unlocked way too many memories.
This shit is just cavern.
Boring.
No,
Clark,
God
Clark.
Can
Clark?
assure you, guaranteed, that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it.
My arch nemesis. Fucking acorns.
It's going to get you.
Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk with.
I refuse to believe.
Butt ass butt.
Butt ass butt. Butt ass
Butt
butt.
ass
Butt
Butt
ass
ass
butt.
butt.
butt ass
Butt ass
butt.
butt.
Butt ass butt. I need to go to
I'm
the
not saying that.
bathroom.
Okay. You're free to go use the bathroom. Recognize me, please. This one's sad.
Yeah.
Again, given that all of these are actually written by Coda, there's a few that are out of place in an interesting way that I find compelling. There's nothing here. Go back.
Don't listen to that guy.
Oh, one of these. Wait, no. I feel like Connor would do this much better than me.
Connor.
Yeah.
Okay.
You fucker.
Need other side door, you why so?
They're stuck.
Door, how open?
Open sesame!
Makes game, includes door, cannot open door.
I'm
Dang.
very
I
2000.
can't believe there's a fucking green text in here. I forgot. Interesting.
Someday, I will meet the person who made this.
Sounds like a
It's going
threat.
to be me and you.
Yeah, that's a threat. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get.
So true, bestie.
Yeah, that's very
New
true.
room!
Do you hear the chimes? They keep you going, don't they?
I would like very much to be desired.
Yeah.
Damn.
True.
Damn. Yeah. Scared of writing something. Don't want to feel judged. That.
What a coward.
Oh, damn.
It's not very crowded here.
Welcome! Congratulations! I don't really know where to go with this.
You can go in here, I think.
Don't bother.
A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet.
Interesting.
Real Emmett Squelch line.
Yeah.
This is where I go.
I failed to write anything here.
It's fun. The idea of getting Coda estrogen is quite funny because honestly, I'm not going to spoil anything, but in my read, Coda is almost certainly a woman.
I am compelled.
Hell.
Hell. Stop. Turn back. Proceeding further will only result in misery.
I'm always saying this. I'm
Would you like
always
some
saying
wizard
this.
with your winner?
How did I even
Minor
say that?
typo.
Result.
It is.
I feel like you did a good line read that was devoured. Clark?
Cabbage ships our nation.
That works too.
I was
I'm
free
Irish.
from
I
cabbage.
own this one.
What is that painting?
What is that paint? Yeah. Does not matter if you ever get over there.
Hey, don't talk
Hey.
about me that way. Very good game.
I think this is not going anywhere.
Me
Oven
too, buddy.
out in the food.
Next time I will do
This
that.
time I will do better.
I need someone to talk to. This is a note.
This is a note.
Okay.
Don't listen to the other notes.
Yes, my vizier.
Oh, I am the PS5.
Connor.
I'm not saying.
I do really like this as a set piece.
It's a really
Very
nice
nice.
painting.
I actually use this specific bit in the beginning of the Signalis video, precisely because I think it captures the vibe so well, of like a group of
Painting.
people trying to interpret. A
What
work
does
of
it
art.
mean?
Whoever made this has issues.
Well, it's just pointless. Shut up.
Stop faking it. Again, the fact that presumably this painting was made by Coda as well, and the fact that these are all written by Coda, fascinates
I know
me.
that Coda was on 4chan
And of
a
course,
lot.
Coda is really Davy, you know.
Yeah, I learned you cannot fall off.
True. Ethical. You said it, buddy.
I saw a person walking down there. No, go back.
Aw. Devil Tower Star. Tarot.
Devil Tower Star.
The
Those are
name
all
of the
the fucked up
painting.
ones.
Well done, all of you.
They're talking about us.
They are. Who are all of you?
Patrick voice. Who are you people?
It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck.
I'm always saying this. Oh.
Fascinating.
Stop
Whoa.
pretending you are other people.
Chat, put in chat what you would drop as your note in this game.
And again, critically,
that's a little fun
one
thing,
of
yeah.
the most telling things to me about all of this, and it's one of the things I think about a lot when I think back on this game, is that Davy, fictional Davy, tries to get you to blast through this. He tells you that you don't need to stop and read all of these. He treats them as though they're superfluous. But, like, if you actually take a moment to stop and engage with these are almost certainly the beating heart of this entire fucking project. But he doesn't want to engage with them. If fictional Davy, it feels like consistently, has no patience for any amount of friction. He has no patience for anything that demands he stop and slow down and do something uncomfortable. He consistently blows past that.
God, he's so me.
Art.
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 Oh, more like
Art.
fart.
Best joke of the stream.
Hey.
Best joke of the stream, everyone.
Hey guys, how's it hanging? How's it going? Just hanging.
I'm also
Take your
saying
time.
that.
Shut up! I can read.
I'm trying to speak.
It's about how things
think
look
it's about
messy
how
from up
things-
close
yeah.
and perfect from far away.
From up here, it just looks like ass. I didn't see the end of that.
Dots.
Dots.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, that look like
Clark! Clark!
Cabbage shapes our nation.
God damn it! I can't have shit!
We roll all die someday.
I'm also always saying this.
True.
Spoilers. It doesn't mean anything. The curtains are just blue.
True. But what do you take away? True, but what do you take away from that?
True.
Just saying.
True. Fox coming in with the good takes. Devil Tower Star
That's the
again. The
second
fact
one
that
that's
there's
good.
two, I find
Yeah,
interesting.
Big shapes our nation.
Plagiarizing. Someone call H Bomber.
He
On it, boss.
was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. Well, that's it. Though.
Interesting. Maybe I'll feel real someday.
Estrogen?
Oh, I'm here now.
Yeah, we're all here now.
There must be a reason for it, though.
His terrible secret. He kept it well.
Okay, maybe this is more transgender than I remember. I beat the game!
More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again.
Scared of writing
And
something.
here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means.
Well,
Each
Lucy.
of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life
Gabe.
before moving
Gabe.
on to the next
Need
one.
an escape.
He cut it up and spread it between worlds.
That kind of goes hard.
Yeah.
Almost there.
I have seen everything. I have traveled the world. I have never told anyone.
I wish there were notes in the real world. Wait, what?
I mean, that's the internet.
Become one with the spiraling nonsense.
Magnus Archives. Downward. Oh.
What?
I mean, they say they
game.
you know, wish there was notes in the
each
real
of his
world.
games,
But I often go
after
up to trash
exploring
can
a
and go,
theme
huh,
that, you know, he
trash
might find
can.
difficult.
Mhm.
Yep.
Nothing useful. Nothing useful here.
Has a reliable
Nothing useful
solution.
here.
He understands
I can
exactly
probably
how
sell
it
this
works.
at a merchant.
and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving
Me
on.
stealing someone's musical equipment.
You close your eyes and wish for it really bad.
True. Okay, yeah, no, this is actually,
Huh.
almost at the end.
Does this puzzle have a solution?
Oh my god, I have been here for literally an hour! What the fuck do I do?
Help!
Help! Help!
Help! A second help?
Help!
Help!
Just to make sense, the second door won't open.
Shit, how do you solve it?
Hey Dev, answers please.
Developer,
Okay.
answers please.
I know we made the joke. I know we made the joke earlier of like Dark Souls like notes. This is what it would be if you could actually write out messages.
Yeah,
It'd be
actually
this
though,
and
actually.
slurs.
No, it reminds me of, there was a little experimental indie game about a decade ago. I think it was called Moiroi or something like that, where it was just this really short project where basically you played as someone living in a small village. You go into a mine. While you're in the mine, you find someone who's been killed, and then you find someone who's covered in blood and has a knife, and you have the option to let them go. And in the process of doing that, you yourself end up with a knife and covered in blood, and then you have to explain on your way out of the mine why you look that way. And that's basically the entire game, and you decide whether or not to kill the person you find. With the catch being that the answer you give for why you're covered in blood and have the knife gets uploaded and gets put into other people's games.
Passes to the next person.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Take it or double it to the next.
Yeah,
double it, give it to the next person.
Yeah, like you can turn it into a shitpost, you can turn it into a joke, you can genuinely try to explain it, but it was an interesting, brief little exercise in collaborative, interactive storytelling that I really appreciated, in a way that again does sort of remind me of like a more elaborate versions of like Dark Souls signs, and I would be
It's something that only works if people are not in a
Yes.
like aware of what it's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
From
No, you
men's
kind of
bad.
have to trick
Straight back if you
people.
didn't.
Because otherwise it just becomes like VR chat 4chan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
I'm heading back to the start. Later, guys.
Chat, this is the beginner's guide.
Guys, it's not so bad in here.
No answer, I think.
There is no second switch.
No solution.
No solution.
I like the idea of this being filled with comments from people who couldn't figure out the Goo Goo Gaga ass puzzle. Just people complaining that this game is literally unbeatable. Which, honestly, the realest shit humanly
Yeah, that would
imaginable.
happen.
Yeah, no, 100%. Oh, what's this?
Please be another cabbage comment.
How do you leave nuts? And just a million typewriters plugging away.
Hey, where are all the monkeys?
They're there. Are you there? Say something. Please say something. It can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, speak, speak! Many such cases.
You're on push to talk.
Wait, am I on push to talk?
No, no, that's why they can't hear you speaking.
Oh.
Okay, this
Oh,
one is
I
tough.
understand.
It's gonna kind of just
I'm going to
spin its
explode
own
now.
wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Oh? That's a bit of out of place geometry. I'm not sure I've ever noticed that before.
Big
Yeah.
L.
The beat in this one goes so hard. Ugh.
I do
And
like
hand
the
me the aux
design
cord.
of a lot of these spaces. It's a good kind of uncanniness.
It's just enough where it's like I can see this being like an actual level. I can see this being like a house,
Yes, exactly.
like a building.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay.
Huh.
What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? How about a TV with surround sound? A refrigerator? Put a giant hole in the ground. That's not a hole in the
Fuck!
ground.
No, that's not a hole.
Okay, now what about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. I'd like a washing machine. 10 stoves lined up along the wall.
What is this, Minecraft?
10
I don't know, the
stoves.
horse is pretty good.
Those aren't
Fuck!
stoves!
No.
I think we should
stove.
lighten this room up a bit. A skylight. Full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. I'm thinking about a 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim.
We'll put Tesla coils in each corner.
Do you like
Yeah.
Huey Lewis and the News?
Oh!
We'll put. We're going with the live Tesla coils. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, did I not get
can't
picked
have-
up for that?
No, you did. That's why I
You
gave it
did.
to you.
It was the
I was
funniest
going
shit.
to. And a table. You need a table. Who are you?
But we have a
Where
table.
exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making a difference. Tables were invented in 1935.
That's true. That's true.
1935.
Big true.
That tables were invented in 1935 when Benjamin Tables wanted a chair for his dinner.
Exactly.
God damn it. Shut the fuck up.
There's more to this
Shut
one, but still, it's not
up.
really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Davey, you're
Damn.
so fucking. God damn it.
So,
you're-
okay, he throws it out. and
So
starts over.
joyless.
This time he comes at the prison idea from
Kind
a
of felt like
different
an
direction.
IKEA store, not gonna lie.
Hello, please walk forward. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table.
Once again,
Again, the three dots. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly.
Photo frame.
Now, turn the floor lamp in this room off, and then turn it back on. Now go to the left side sofa. Move it over a little. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it! In a real prison, this escape will open now. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison.
Return to prison.
Press
now.
the giant return button.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Tap.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally,
Huh.
I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against
Whoa.
yourself. Without it,
No,
you
this
just-
I'm gonna get this video done eventually.
So
Leave me
he's
alone.
going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And
Yes,
that's
it's
it.
on draft
He's done.
5.
He
Leave me
stops
alone.
Making prison.
That's
This
fine.
is the
That's a
very last
normal amount
version
of
the
drafts.
prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
As a critic, fictional Davy is committing so many sins here. It's wild.
Huh. It's actually kind of nice.
Again, the sound design, oddly good for what this is. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me! I'm you after the escape from the prison! You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture maze.
It's a conversation.
Yep, I was in the escape tutorial.
And so this is
Yep,
what
I was
Coda
in the
wants,
reverse
is to
prison.
be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
That's where
You
I'm
know,
at right now.
All of these games so far are Coda
Oh, and
talking
I'm so glad
to
I get
himself.
that I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting what it's like to be in prison. It's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in prison. It feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Yeah, again, I forgot prison. Really? How long has it been since you got out? Years! Like, I've been standing right here, working up the nerve to call you. Only a few minutes, but somehow it's already fuzzy. Kind of like it never happened. But this is the worst, most desperate thing I've ever been through. How could you possibly forget it? I promise, it's not as bad as right now as you think it is. You don't forget it. You just stop identifying with it. Anything can seem infinite when you're drenched in it. These actually go hardish dialogue choices.
Yeah, I was about to say,
appreciate it.
actually, I really like these.
Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No. I think I'm the first to call back. Yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. No. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just tell me how you feel. It will make sense. Okay. I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Go on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice? So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Oh, this might be my favorite one in the entire game. There's a couple other great ones towards the
This environment is
end,
meant
but
to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Clark, would you like to voice this character?
Sure. Well, my goodness. I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows
You'll notice
lonesome
that the
hands make
quality
lousy
of the art
homes.
is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Don't worry about me. A place this night at night, so I'll be glad to stay here all night. And lousy homes make home loners. Are we cleaning this whole place?
Well now, you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself there now. Why don't we start cleaning and then you can decide whether you can do it all night. I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? The little details matter.
Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How do you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. Do you enjoy it?
Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm that rests in the pit of my ribcage, which my soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems. Which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, and that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa out there? Ah, dear. Looks like somebody spilled a drink over there by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there? I feel compelled to share an incredibly, cheesy personal insight. You okay with that?
Make it especially cheesy. Yeah, I'll try to get by. Do you absolutely have to make it extra cheesy?
No, it was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why didn't you come do that? Last I checked, the tub needed cleaning. How about you scrub it down best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the table?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
House cleaning is so difficult. How do you do it? Are all houses this easy to clean? Do these chores ever end? How do you do it?
Darling, let me tell you something. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. If you're finding the work hard, maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do before you come to work. Ha! And here I go with another lecture. Of course I would. Now, don't you worry about all that
I know
nonsense.
that Coda really liked this
For now,
game.
just smooth out the rug in the
Of all
bedroom.
his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months when he
Ooh,
was
fascinating.
grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Weird thing for him
Oh.
to say.
Clark?
Earlier when I said I had that really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. I don't know why I felt so weird about saying that.
I get it. That's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty cheesy. But there's a bit of truth in it, no?
Anyway, so, the housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books, would you please tidy up the books? Thanks.
I don't know if I'm like getting ahead of the game. Is the implication that Coda got into like a relationship between this and the last game?
Not
Maybe.
quite, but it's also deliberately left a little vague.
Okay.
Those pillows over on the couch are a real mess. Could you straighten them up a bit? Can't have these folks coming home and such a messy couch. Question.
But
Do
of course,
you
it can't last.
enjoy this?
The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
I'm going to come back to it later, but I think this might be the single most significant moment in the game.
Yeah.
I do also, if nothing else, really appreciate the hard cut there. All of the atmosphere just sucked out instantly.
Yeah, just like a dead stop.
Just a hard
And it's
drop.
like can't be here forever. Gotta move.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Thought, past tense. Interesting.
This
Items you
one
love at
gets a
members
bit
only
goofy.
prices. Okay, who wants to voice the professor?
I'll do it.
By all means.
Why'd you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No? You came here to become perfect.
Hell yeah.
This workshop is gonna teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person's a better human than I am. Right now, who do you think about the way in your life, your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel wow, this is moving so fast. Feel disgusted, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how do we
About
do it,
halfway through the
but
game,
how do
your
we do
perspective
it
shifts.
effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
God.
Being perfect is effortless. Don't mind the cosmic horror behind you. It's
Suddenly,
fine.
you discover that your teacher
Oh my
is just
God.
as bigoted and
I would be
afraid
so
as
for real. I would be delighted
also
by a game that
move around
opened
the
this way. Like,
This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? On the way to work, I told an elderly
Are
person to
those
start
people
contributing to
screaming?
society. Kids should not follow their dreams.
Catch it up. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort?
I still love you. It's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful.
Well, let me tell you right now, it is an effortless. Then it's not the right answer.
Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Drinking is not hurting my life.
I love this character.
Oh, he said the first thing out loud.
Yeah, he's just having the thought in their head.
Do you understand that you wouldn't be happy until you love me? This is for you. You. I'm
I love the
developing a cyst.
ambient
Gross.
screaming.
The screaming's definitely helping things.
Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward?
seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward?
Just kidding. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this?
Oh my god.
There is no truth. There is no path.
Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this?
Hell yeah!
There's no truth. There is no path.
What if I'm not a good teacher? Holy shit, you guys! Something is coming out of the back of the room! Look out!
Oh, now you mention it.
Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true.
Do what's easiest. Do what's simplest. Feel what is true.
Nothing. No one. It's coming for you! It's going to destroy you! Everyone run!
Nothing.
I
No.
fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of
Perfection.
the most relatable experiences that you can have. To
Relatable?
assume that some other person is perfect.
Yeah, no, I really
totally
love this
fulfilled
game
in
as a
every way,
standalone narrative,
and
honestly.
completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
I quite like that one. I really like that one.
That was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Imagine that as a one-act play. That'd be so funny.
Honestly, would go hard as fuck.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
My time has come.
Wow.
And now, cats.
All right, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start leaning against this wall. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Clark, would you like to read the dialogue options on this one?
Hello? Sorry, I have to leave. Where's the bathroom?
Let's try hello.
Hello?
Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again.
God, this is like me trying to talk to women on Hinge.
Just can't catch a fucking break.
I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams.
Here are all my hopes and dreams. Here's all my hopes and dreams. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that can bounce you when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now talk to her again.
You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you've had to make?
You must have worked really hard. You're messing it all up again! You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I will never get another opportunity like that again. I missed the last line. I want to try
Everything was
something.
writing on this.
Try stepping back from the stage. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, yes! Now this is
The
working!
game
This
ends
is
with
what
a
it was
eerie
like!
premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety
That's
to fears
perfect.
of having to
Wonderful.
perform and having
This
to chase
is
success,
really
the answer
wonderful.
for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago,
You're doing great.
where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Fascinating.
Production bloat even hits the indie developers.
True. Mobius Strip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Should I try?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Play these games in better faith than fucking Davey.
Good point. Good point. All right.
What's going on? Captain, what can we do?
Right.
Your dialogue options are, help, I'm blind, I can't see anything, or what's going on?
It was a giant door, and in my
Help!
vision
I'm
was
blind.
Please, someone talk to me. Please, someone tell me how to solve this. Please don't let this be forever.
Did I win?
Oh, and it loops. Right, I forgot
You
about
should
that.
probably open your
Huh,
eyes if you
interesting.
haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Alrighty.
Truth. The only way is to stop is to speak something that is honest. Okay. I'm bursting with creative energy. I can't keep making this. My work is always fun. I can't keep making these. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. I don't feel it anymore. I'm out of ideas.
Like I said, I was getting
It's
concerned.
draining me.
First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like
Keep
he's
going.
having trouble
Keep talking.
iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
I haven't been honest. I can't figure out how to say the thing. I thought it was always going to be easy. You're doing it. It's working. I'm alone. I'm stuck in it. I have to work harder. We're going to be okay.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Themes. Hello?
Oh God. It's
Where am I?
bright.
What is this place? Oh, I forgot about this one. Where did this island come from? How do I get out of here? Hello, is anyone here?
Where's the Bastion narrator?
True. Clark, you want to read these pink lines?
Is that a person? Oh, how lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost.
I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give my work.
Oh no.
Hmm.
What's happened? Did something change?
Okay, so I'd kind of forgotten about how the specifics of how this part of the story went. I'm not going to get into it, but for the people in attendance who are in the know, this dovetails in an interesting way with Wanderstop, the game that Davey Wreden wrote after this. There was a machine that kept me going, and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me, to start it again. Wanderstop is incredible. That was my game of the year last year.
The music is low-key giving a Nier.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far.
What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it, to know why it stopped.
If the last
I
game
can
featured
take you
Coda
to
talking
it.
explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11.
But there's a problem.
Put
It's
yourself in my shoes
guarded
playing this.
by a
Here's a
difficult
friend
puzzle.
whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
If you can help me solve the puzzle, we'll find the machine. Deal?
Deal. Deal. It doesn't matter what I say, does it? We're going right up there one way or another. Right? Deal.
Perfect. Come along. I'll show it to you.
Because, from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Here's the puzzle. What do you think?
Hey, I recognize this. I've solved this puzzle before. This is easy.
Oh, wonderful. Can you tell me how to do it?
First, you have to open the door.
Okay, now what?
Now you have to close the first door.
All right, what's next?
And now just press this switch here.
Ha! That was so
You
simple.
can't talk yourself out
Can't
of
believe I never
loneliness.
solved it before.
It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
There's no machine
here
here.
we are.
These are just words on some walls.
The crying sounds?
Yeah.
Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time.
Okay. Making games is simple. Sure. Making games is easy. Alright. Making games is effortless.
Ah, that feels wonderful.
But it wasn't true. Why did the walls just crumble? Why did I feel so awful when I said that?
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy.
When I make games, I feel completely energized. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. It is easy. It never stops being easy.
Yes, that's wonderful. Keep going.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Every time I make something, I feel better about myself. Just never stop creating and you'll never feel bad. It's such a simple solution. Okay. What if that one's right? Have we considered?
Hey, Ruby.
Shut the fuck up.
Perfect.
This is someone
That
I
feels
really cared
fantastic.
about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
None of this is helping. I'm going to vomit. Please, where's the machine?
Patience. You have to trust me. I promise this will work. Please, continue.
Pain breezes effortlessly off of me. Any sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100% of the time. It always pays off eventually.
Yes, more. Keep going.
This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
There is no shame, no fear, no guilt. I will be saved by my work. I believe this unquestioningly. I am a vessel for certainty.
Incredible. That's it. I'm free. I'm free.
So when I say that I have a read
it
of
didn't
Coda
stop.
being a woman, specifically
After
a
finishing
trans
this
woman,
one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Oh, we're in the 2010s now. It's Kesha era.
I think Coda's doing fine. Have we considered that? Maybe Coda's just fine.
Okay, was anyone doing fine in the
Machine.
2010s?
No.
No.
Doing
Obama.
better than now.
Really?
Look, I'm not endorsing him. I'm just saying he objectively, as an individual person, was undeniably doing pretty well in that particular time span.
I mean, as of where we are right now, the bar is so fucking low.
Yeah, like this is not an endorsement of
The
him.
bar
I
is
am
so
saying,
abysmally low, and he clears it by like leagues.
like this
It's
is in no
would I
way an
give
endorsement.
nothing?
It's me saying that I think Obama, specifically as an individual person, was probably having a pretty good time circa 2011.
Yeah.
Connor, do you want to read these?
Okay. Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. We can begin the interrogation whenever you like.
I intend to be quick. I intend to be quiet. I intend to be brutal.
Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda.
Again, the gender of it all. I realize this is a very 2012 game, and Davey, as far as I know, is cis, but nonetheless. This would hit different if it was released today, no doubt. You stopped.
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped. You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? How about this for a start? You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone. No. Nothing? Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I have seen the thing you fear. All right then. I will speak to them for you. My followers! My friends. It falls on me to deliver bad news. I have a troubling revelation. The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us pay it retribution. Let us show that we are not failures. Follow me! We will destroy the machine! Follow me. We will destroy everything that the machine has created.
The aristocrats.
Yes. Which could mean anything.
So the answer is just gun.
Yeah.
Could someone who knows theme
Coda,
tell me if this is good or bad?
Coda realized it's better to be a ball and gun person.
True.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive.
Games are just supposed to be fun,
At
you
the time
know?
that I
They're not
first played
supposed to
this
be
game,
hard.
Shortly after he made
True.
it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking
There's
that
art
Code is stuck
in
in
my
his own
games.
head, and that
Cringe.
it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people to get some actual feedback.
Davey,
on his
you
game.
are so
It
fucking
might get
stupid.
him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
I feel like this is taking a sledgehammer to a problem that requires more finesse.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they, they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
I'm gonna be so real. If someone took like some of my old middle school deviant artwork and like showed it to people without asking me, I would have killed them in cold blood.
It is a pretty profound violation. Put your weapon down.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good. That I am
Projection.
good.
There we go.
When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give
So
that
he
very
selfishly
same feeling
put
to my
his desires
friend.
above
I did
his
something.
friends.
I really felt like I'd done something
Working
good.
against
like,
him.
Like
We'll
I
get
was a
there.
good person. I felt like there was a friend
Without
who was in
so
trouble
without
and
like
was unhappy and maybe
empathizing
didn't
and
like themselves,
understanding
and
where
I
he
could
was coming from.
fix
He's
it.
like, no, I'm just
If I
gonna
could
take your
give him
work.
this
I'm gonna
gift,
show it to the
maybe
people.
I
Hey,
could
look,
fix
they liked
the
your
problem.
games. You see,
When
you
they told me
see
how
your
much
works
they
are.
enjoyed his
Wait.
games, it was
You-
the best
it's
feeling.
just-
It's the absolute best feeling.
Sledgehammer.
It made me feel so happy, so beautifully, beautifully happy.
The fact that Davey gets satisfaction from showing Coda's games to people.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look. And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game. This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Again. Like, that sucks. But even now, Davey is modding out the bits that are designed to keep him away, designed to frustrate him.
Yeah, just someone that bulldozes through.
Exactly.
And to be fair,
a
it's not like this is
person's,
the
Wait.
first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
He modded the house cleaning game. It was supposed
Just
to go
made
on
up a
forever.
conclusion.
Just yeah.
He literally modded it to make it fit his idea of what the narrative is supposed to be.
It's not his decision to make.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
It's here to keep you away, Davey, because this work wasn't meant for you. And the fact that he hand waves the idea of it's frustrating, therefore unworthy of engagement. Like, again, I don't want to fall into the trap of doing what Davey is doing to Coda's work, but also, like, that's a consistent, like, tool he uses in all of them, is just frustration and dead air. And in claiming to be Coda's biggest super fan, while utterly fucking failing to get that, it is what's malpractice as a critic.
I can't really think if there's like another word for it, because I think I would just use like
I mean, malpractice. It's
critical
wrong
malpractice.
practice.
Yeah.
It's bad practice. That's what
It's
malpractice is.
it's not even bad faith, because I think he's trying to take Coda in good faith, but, well, there's one more plot point that I think is really important. We'll get there, and I think it's like right here.
Like, what malpractice is just doing it wrong.
Wait.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary.
So
for
funny.
me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem.
He's setting
like
boundaries
again,
that you
like-
aren't respecting.
Fix the problem.
Yeah.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't
Yep.
know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person.
That's
I have
wild.
no idea who this person is.
You don't say.
It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
The only time he brings up those 3 dots, which show up constantly, is to admit that he has no idea what the fuck they mean. When it's also very clearly a signature. The machine, the engine had the 3 dots on it. The 3 dots is Coda.
It's weird that he's come to understand what exactly has been going on. Once he
I just
finally
felt so
admits that he
strongly
just
that if I
doesn't
could have
understand
connected
him.
with that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally
And yet
be
he
once
still
and for
doesn't
all
necessarily
happy.
get the other half of the
It was that I
equation.
needed to see myself in someone else. I needed
There we go.
to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
Because he did.
Where did I screw up?
Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games.
I'm the
I need to
reason
ask
that you
you not to
stopped
speak to
making
me
games,
anymore.
aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I'm making these games for you. You've so infected my personal
And
space that it's
the people who
possible
played
I
them,
did begin to plant
They
solutions
treated me
in
like
my work
I was
somewhere.
important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Hidden between games. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give? Violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Again, boundary. Coda even says it's a boundary issue, and he still doesn't fucking get it. Would you stop changing my games?
This is literally like putting text on it.
Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them. All of the lampposts were modded in. All of them.
Interesting.
Right? That, to me, is the beating heart of this entire thing, is the fact that the lampposts are modded in. We'll do a bit of unpacking, because this is... We're on the tail end now.
Yeah.
But, it's... I never stop thinking about the lampposts that have been modded in. Would you simply let them be
And I didn't
what they
have anything
are?
left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
When I am around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something that I cannot give it to, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Stop struggling to come up with new ideas, or struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Yep, yeah. No, like...
Yeah.
I've been in Coda's chair before, is what I will say. Yeah, no. Coda's cooking so hard here. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing that you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up.
I put my name on it.
If I apologize to you, truly and deeply, will you start making games again?
The walls are closing in.
I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in.
Now he's just being selfish.
Is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
A lot going on.
That's a lot, yeah.
Don't
I
expect art to
empathize.
save your soul. It can be a very useful tool, but don't get parasocial about it. You don't know the person. You know a piece of work.
Well, I have an even different takeaway than that,
Oh
but
yeah, no,
we'll get to
like
that
that.
for
That's
this.
like the most space
Yeah.
surface level take, but it is worth saying. I would absolutely say. I really like this one.
Mm-hmm.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
Hey.
Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Still doesn't get it.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
I really like this area.
Morrowind loving ass.
I like places. I like spaces that are
If I
vast and
knew that my
cavernous,
life
yet still
depended on finding
claustrophobic.
something to be driven by other than validation.
And look like they smell like
Yeah, I was thinking
mushroom.
about the lava level in Dark Souls
Strange,
1.
but
Yeah.
the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna...
Shoo.
Okay.
Me simulator.
I can't reach the cereal. Roxy, thank you for the sub. Thank you, Roxy. Have a great night, too. I like that this long hallway stays intact. Davey would have skipped this. And wait for it.
All right. Kill you.
Done.
It's all just puzzles all the way down.
It's all just puzzles. A maze not to be solved but explored. And there we go. And
Hell yeah.
I love navel gazing art that's about itself. I'm a sucker for this shit.
I mean, but this does also express some like really interesting ideas.
Oh, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. Again, it's one of my.
Because there is some stuff that's like navel gazy for the sake of itself.
100%.
But this is like, this is genuinely like has some very interesting things
Yeah,
to
no.
say.
Like it has genuine meaningful insight into like art broadly.
Especially within the idea that this is made by the Stanley Parable creator, who, to my understanding from what you said before, this is kind of, I don't know if they ever expressly said it, is kind of a response to how critics and players interact.
Like, I don't think Davey has ever come out and bluntly said that this game is about the response that he got to the Stanley Parable, but also, let's be fucking real, we just played it. It's definitely about exactly that.
So, I have some, like, personal concepts I want to talk about, but I think we got to talk about the Davey character and that, like, series before I get into like the more navel gazy stuff.
No, absolutely.
I think part of what makes that choice interesting is that, you know, I do think that had he just made the character in like a different person other than himself, then I think the game would have felt a lot colder, if that makes sense.
It would have felt a lot like a lot faker, quite simply. I genuinely think the unreality of it all does because like especially playing this the first time, and in some ways I shouldn't have told y'all that was fictional Davey, because going through this the first time, because there was so little press done for it initially, it was very easy to kind of be caught in the blur of that line of, is this actually Davy Reedon? Is this like, is he talking as himself, or is this a character? Because for most of the game, most of it can
Ruby
be kind
learning
of
about
excused.
kayfabe versus
Yeah.
shoot in wrestling.
Exactly. Like I thought it was kayfabe, but also like he doesn't for the first like half of it to 2/3, he doesn't say anything that out of pocket. By the time he's recording himself crashing out and admitting to stealing other people's games, it becomes very clear that yeah, it's definitely a persona. But like the fact that you don't know initially blurs the line in a profound way that I think is what really makes it work, because you are predisposed to trusting a authoritative voice in that way, you know, because he's fucking Davy Raiden. He made the Stanley Parable. He's clearly got something valuable and meaningful to say here. But also, I think all of us have likewise seen developers, critics, essayists, whatever have you, who are genuinely deeply worthy of respect in one way, and then they drop a take about something else, and it's just like, okay, so maybe expertise isn't necessarily 100% transferable, you know?
Yeah.
But
expertise in one area does not make you suddenly a good person.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's that to me is again kind of the heart of this entire game. And let's get some clarifying terms down right now. Let's say Davy is fictional Davy, and Reedon is the actual person developer.
The whole thing about expertise not equating to any kind of like overall goodness. Coders in the modern day.
Yeah, no.
IT guys in the modern day. Look at the fucking severe issue that the tech industry is, and you tell me that being good at something makes you smart.
Ben Carson. There we go.
Mhm.
To me, like even here on the title screen, there's a lamppost. And like that to me is kind of the main thrust of the actual game, the actual narrative at play in a lot of ways, is the way that Davy insists on bringing something into the works that he's critiquing that is personal to him, but not something the author ever wanted there. Which I have absolutely seen all manner of, again, developers, critics, essayists, whatever have you, especially those who are just starting out, especially those who are still like, you know, figuring out the right way to talk about these things, can fall into. It's a very evocative trap. I remember, like, even looking back, like, there were a lot of, I remember when this game dropped, I'm not going to name names, but there was more than a couple people who, in, like, the early days of the video essay scene, this game happened, and then they upload videos about it, and halfway through the video, you could kind of tell that they realized the game was about them.
Oh my god, I stared into the abyss, and the abyss stared back.
Exactly. Because, like, and, like, to put myself on the spot, I guess, I'll make myself the target, is, like, I, of course, was nowhere near as bad as Davy. No one in existence is bad as Davy. He is an extremely hyperbolized version of this kind of fan. But, like, that same subgenre, that same kind of person who insists on bringing something they feel is meaningful into their interpretation, analysis, and perception of an artwork, because otherwise they feel like they're incomplete. Otherwise they feel like it's not talking to them in the way they very desperately need, because they are not in a good place. And, like, when you're in a bad place, that can be quite easy to do. Especially when you're in a bad place as a person and you're writing as a critic, it can be very tempting to do that at times. And I definitely, like, in the days where I was writing about games before I started, like, doing it on YouTube or anything like that, I definitely fell into it more than once. And there's probably some, well, not probably, nothing. Some of those early videos, I definitely tripped and fell into that. But, like, this... every time I catch myself getting too personal, when I catch myself presuming things about the developer or their intent or their vision, I always think about these lampposts. I always think about them every time I catch myself reaching too much.
What's even more interesting about it, to go into this direction of like thought, is because that's the clear like front facing thing of like putting too much of yourself in your critique and getting too caught up in that. What I think is like even more interesting in terms of the more meta aspect of this is we as the player are not engaging with Coda's work. We're engaging with Davy's interpretation of Coda's work, and we are also having to interpret Davy as a person through that lens.
Yes.
So it's like if I'm watching, I'm just gonna pull a random example off the air. Dan Olson's video about Doug Walker's The Wall review.
Yes.
Where it's like there are some moments in that where I think he is rightly criticizing the nostalgia critic, but there is a couple lines where it's like, I think that's a little mean, and I think that's a little bit too pointed of a
little below the belt,
of
little
Doug
below the
Walker
belt.
as a person.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how many extractions I'm taking as someone watching this. And if I've never engaged with Doug Walker as a creative or seen The Wall, I am having to go through so many layers of lenses to get to The Wall as a like piece of media in this conversation, because it's going through so many abstractions and personal interpretations, and the way, not even just like personal interpretations, but also how those are being presented. How is Doug Walker expressing these ideas, and then how is Dan Olson, the essayist, interpreting those thoughts and feelings?
Yeah.
And then how are they relating that to me, the audience? And it's just like, I think sometimes people don't really remember that it's like, when you are engaging with a video essay of that nature, you are getting so deep in on like that, where it's like you are so far removed from the subject. That's why I'm always very careful when I talk about developers or creators as best I can, because it's like, I don't know what was in their soul when they did this.
Exactly.
Like, this is my best approximation, but you know,
it's kind of shadows on a cave, on the cave wall, isn't it?
It is very like, shadows on a cave.
You know, it's something that like this is something I've been thinking about a lot lately, because it's something I want to write about at length. Yes, Clark.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
You sure?
No, I don't want to cut you off.
But what was it? The way, the level of trust we put into the people we grant permission to tell other people's stories, especially like online or in commentaries like this. When we started this out, I think it was you who said, oh, it's like an interactive video essay. And yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. It kind of is. So, it's very similar. It's very adjacent. Yes.
I do want to play devil's advocate a little bit, because we do have to look the unfortunate truth in the eye of sometimes, you can tell something about a person's work.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Ayn Rand, you read The Fountain and you can tell a lot about the kind of person she is. And unfortunately, you would be right. So, yes, sometimes I think people can intuit something far too personal or completely wrong about someone and the work that they're making, but also we'd all be lying if we said that like the work that you make is always completely removed from you.
Yeah.
And sometimes people can intuit that.
In a critique to every time stop and go, well, I don't really know, this is my best guess. So like, unfortunately, within the sense of critique and analysis, you can't stop and say that every fucking 10 minutes. You just have to kind of barrel through and hope like your kind of like a vague approximations from your understanding of the person and the thing they created is fair, and the person can also understand that this is like you not soul bonding with them.
Yeah, like again, to use my own, to use what I do as a case study, like There's definitely lots of things you can tell from me from the videos I make. Of course there are. It'd be ridiculous for me to insist otherwise. Not only do you know a lot of my taste in art, I like artsy video games. I like artsy anime. I like stuff that's emotional and psychological. I like things that are angsty. Yeah, no, you can absolutely tell all of that, and you can tell even more because there are bits I've put out about myself into those videos where I know it's kind of like vulnerable and exposing, but I'm willing to put that out there. But that is being able to parse those individual facts about me is not the same as what Davey's doing here, nor what people like him do, where rather than just parsing those individual facts, they consume the totality of it as this like divinely inspired, inerrant work that has some kind of like spark that they lack, and like covet it in that distant way where it's like you made something far beyond anything that I could imagine, and that makes you worthy of worship, which is bad for both parties because like Coda rightfully points out Coda's got nothing to give Davey. Coda's got nothing. Coda just knows how to make games. That's what he's good at. He's good at making games. He does not have the answer to fill the hole in Davey's heart. He's just a really good independent game developer. And Davey, failing to recognize that that's what he's doing, makes Coda deeply uncomfortable to such an extent that it objectively impacts his work in a profound way. It's a two-way mirror in a lot of ways. You see your own reflection, but you can still see each other.
I was thinking about this quote from Mitsuki. I'm wondering if I should bring it up, but she was essentially talking about people often consuming her work and being like, wow, you must have gone through some really awful shit. To which her response was to be kind of offended in the sense of like, people cannot believe that an Asian woman can just be good at coming up with shit. It has to be coming from a place of personal experience. Otherwise, there's no way I could have just come up with it myself.
Yeah.
Which I think could very much be applied to this game in that sense.
Like, yeah, no,
it's the glorification of the tortured poet.
All the only emotions that are ever expressed in art are invariably authentic, of course, because artists famously never perform in any way, shape, or form. They never exaggerate or emphasize their emotions for artistic statements or anything like that. It's all what it says, and the curtains are always blue.
I do, to kind of like segue this a little bit, I've been observing this a lot because unfortunately I am plugged in on TikTok. It's bad for me, I know.
My condolences.
But I've been noticing a trend of, and this isn't so much a trend because it's a tale as old as time, but it sucks to see it in every generation, where you know how when you're in a play or a movie or what have you, and you're acting as someone else's girlfriend, and then all of a sudden the audience and everyone you know think that you're dating this person in real life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
Is there a word for that?
They have too much chemistry as actors for them not to be fucking.
Parasocial chemistry? Parasocial shipping, there we go. You're basically describing RPF.
And I think
Kinda, yeah.
Fictional Davey does do a little bit of RPF.
Just a touch. Yeah, no, it's something, because like and this to me is the big like blurry line of the beginner's guide the longer I digest it, because like it is not quite as I don't think there's any simple solution here, because the degrees to which we emotionally engage and emotionally and are emotionally affected, like we can't help but get some kind of personal attachment to not just the work itself, but, you know, an appreciation for the people behind it. You know, that I think is completely normal. Like I fucking met Jeff Rosenstock in person once, and I shook like a fucking chihuahua. Like, I was so fucking overwhelmed and awed. Like, you know, I think that's completely fucking normal.
I think additionally, sometimes it is good to see yourself reflected in a piece of art that isn't for you, like wasn't made for you.
Yes.
Like, I would be lying if I said that queer readings of Frankenstein weren't incredibly important to me.
Yeah.
Like, was that the intent? I don't fucking know. Probably not, but
quite useful. But, like, you know, there's
Where's my white boy's reading of Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Shut the hell your mouth.
That would you believe me if I told you that was Pathologic 3? Would you believe me?
Fuck off. I'm not falling for these traps.
Oh, I'll get you one day. But yeah, there's again, the lampposts I find a very useful metaphor, you know. To me, that's kind of the boundary at the heart of all of it, is effectively not imposing your own baggage both onto the work you're interpreting, but especially not onto the person behind the work you're interpreting. And it can be surprisingly easy to do that, especially, like, when you're, like, a fledgling critic, shall we say, in the way that, like, Davey here very much feels presented as one. Because, again, as we kind of talked about earlier, if Davey were a professional critic, if this were uploaded as a video essay onto YouTube, like, and it, like, the fiction of it wasn't in play, it was just, like, what it was, like, obviously the whole bit about stealing the games would be its own issue, but even well before we get to that point, he would get fucking eaten alive by someone. He would get the most intense response video humanly possible, because he
What do you mean you didn't stay in the prison for an hour?
flagrantly bad reads. Yeah, like, well, I couldn't figure out any reason that you should stay in the prison for an hour, so I'm just going to let you out, because that's just silly. Why would a game ever ask you to do that? What's the point of that? I don't get it, so we're just going to excise it. There's a maze in the spaceship. How silly. What a ridiculous waste of time. I'm just going to skip you ahead, you know? And so on and so on.
I'm not gonna verbalize it because I don't want to, like, just throw shade at someone in a public setting.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put it in our voice chat and at you, and you can just take that as you do.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not going to share that, but I will agree with it quietly.
But we're just gonna nod and we're like,
There's one other name I'm having in mind during all of this, but I will also bite my tongue because
I think everyone probably has had their own, like, person in their head of, like,
Yeah. Like,
this person Nightbot is saying YouTube.com codex entry. Like,
fucking
I
ban
don't know
him.
what their problem is.
I don't know. Seems kind of gay.
Sounds cringe. Why would you name yourself after BioWare?
Ugh.
Gross. Imagine being named after the Anthem company. But yes, I really love this game.
No, that's
And
really good. That was shockingly good.
Yeah, right.
I do really like that it's like you are kind of as someone who's, like, first time engaging with it, so I was like totally fresh. I was, like, genuinely being led along through Davey's interpretation and going like, oh yeah, for sure. And then I was like, even like I caught myself like in the middle there being like, oh, this like kind of like domestic bliss simulator, like after the prison, is that like, did Coda get into like a relationship at some point?
Yeah,
like,
you fell for the trap.
that's what this kind of simulates.
You got baited.
And then it's like, and then it swaps to like the professor thing, and it's this like real existential, everything's falling apart, and it's like, oh, is this like building towards a revelation? And then by the end, it's like, oh, this is all just some bullshit Davey was throwing together, and they were coming up to their own conclusions. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, first, rule one, don't believe the essayists every word. Maybe
Yeah.
double check their facts.
What's actually really delightful to me about a lot of the games within the game is that a lot of the games within the game conceptually, I would have liked better without the things we know, like, confirmed now were additions by fucking Davey.
Yeah. No, that's the thing,
Like-
is Davey makes most of the games fucking worse. The house cleaning game would have been better if it didn't end.
Or, like, I remember the one where you escape the puzzle and then you talk to the three guys and then they tell you to go to, like, that kind of courtyard.
Yeah.
And they tell you, oh yeah, just sit in, like, the darkness, right? But that lamppost there completely ruins the vibe. It makes that scene inaccurate. And it makes it worse. I think it would have been way cooler if the lamppost weren't there.
And also, critically, here's something to think about. And it's a relatively subtle point, but I find it interesting. Because I think it was a relatively subtle power play on Coda's part, funnily enough. Because the first game that Coda acknowledges being burnt out is the one that tells you to play it with your eyes closed. Yeah, Tony's on it. Tony sees it. Tony already knows. Coda tells you to keep your eyes closed. But if you clear that game, even by Davey's own description, you have definitely opened your eyes. By clearing that game in and of itself, you have violated the boundary that was laid down between the developer and the audience. You are literally seeing something you were not meant to see, that you were told not to see. And, like, that being the first breach, I find really telling, because it's fundamentally rooted in the fact that Davey, for want of a better term, was engaging wrong. He was engaging in a way that the developer very pointedly and explicitly and repeatedly told him not to.
On a similar note, and it kind of goes with the whole idea of like the plagiarism thing, is the problem inherent with plagiarism, whether it be critically or especially academically, is it puts, once you are called out for it and once it's proven, it throws everything you've ever done and ever will do into question of,
Oh, yeah.
is this something you did or is this something you stole? And because you find out at the end, stop putting lampposts in my game, it
Yeah.
puts into question every other thing you saw, because it's like, is this something Davey put in thinking this would improve this little experience or improve the narrative they're trying to create, versus is this something that was Coda's original work?
It absolutely obliterates the trust between critic and audience, because that's kind of the unstated contract, is that if I'm telling you a story, you are trusting that I have not in any way meaningfully altered it. And I actually feel kind of complicated about that. I think it's more nuanced than the game itself would like to put down, or more accurately, I think the way things have developed in the decade plus since this game has released gives an interesting counterpoint to all of this. Because, like, again, what Davey's doing here is very video essay adjacent. There's no way around it. There's no, especially in terms of the modern format of video essays. There's like fucking 10 people I could rattle off doing something very similar to what Davey is doing here,
the fact it starts
including
in
me.
just pitch black with the narration and like, I'm here to tell you a story. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, this
exactly.
is so video essayist coded.
Yeah, exactly. But also, like, to play a single, like, ounce of defense for Davey in this is, okay, bringing an entire lamppost in is bad. Agreed. Co-signed. What he did to the house cleaning game, fucked. Co-signed. Absolutely. But, like, whenever anyone, like, create some kind of summary or analysis or anything like that on YouTube that seeks to take something out of its original chosen medium and then condense it into something that you can comfortably consume in a way that is more compact than engaging with the entire thing from beginning to end, that is necessarily a process of curation and exclusion that I would argue can't help but leave its own kind of lamppost. You know what I mean? You can't help but leave some of yourself on the table by virtue of what you choose to keep in and what you choose to leave out, because you aren't going to be able to put in everything. You just can't. That's not how the format. I try to put in everything, and I'm still leaving out a lot. You know?
Yeah, I've had to, both with myself and other, people within this field, peers and friends, where it's like, I think you got to cut this down.
Yeah.
Like you will never include everything. It is a pointless endeavor. You have to condense it down to what is important to you and what is it that you are building towards within this story. Because ultimately, this is not art that is a perfect reflection of the, thing you're talking about. This is your reflection of it being expressed out into the world. So you have to choose what is important to you and what you would like others to take away from your experience.
And right there, within that, precisely that, what is the difference between what Davy's doing here and that? Where's the line between those two actions?
So I'd argue
his own personal fucking around with it.
Yeah, no, that's the real answer. That's the real answer, is effectively stealing it and claiming it as your own work. Like go on.
Because I'd argue that while it is impossible to engage with any kind of art without leaving some piece of yourself behind, especially if you're doing any kind of summarization in any sort, the issue with Davy is that he was never actually interested in Coda's work or Coda at all. All of this was self-serving.
He was interested
and it
in
was
the symbolism of Coda.
But because in his own confessional, he did it because he wanted a desire to see himself. He didn't actually give a shit about what was in those games.
He wanted
and
to
that's
be
kind of where the line
celebrated as being creative and intelligent and insightful, but didn't have the capacity to create something original. So glommed onto someone else's work and told it in a way that made it seem like his own. And so much so that he was overriding the meaning of the original.
Because, I think about the scene where you first encounter the laser that kills you and sends you floating.
Yes.
And, his takeaway of, oh, well, I know this is just a glitch, but I found something meaningful here. That's fine in a vacuum.
Yeah, I think that's a good read. I agree with that read.
That's totally fine in a vacuum.
Yeah.
However, outside the vacuum, it's indicative of a worse problem that he has.
Yeah.
I can see so many fucking video essays, essayists I know fucking personally, that would do a video about that game if they just played it on a random sim, and they were and for a moment I just floated in the air and I was taken up into the sky. I looked out into the horizon and just sat with myself and just go on like that.
Yeah.
And then it's cut to black and it's but that wasn't it. There was more games. And it's I can already picture it in my fucking head. I'm halfway scripted through this.
Yeah, right.
You're developing thumbnails in your mind right now.
Oh yeah, I'm doing the Mr. Beast thing. It's oh, this is gonna be a 2 million
YouTube face pointing to a maze. Secret.
All lower caps title. There we go.
Secret meaning behind Coda's work. and it's just a lamppost.
Ah.
Oh my god. Yeah, big red arrow. And again, to come back to the exclusion of it all, I I'm never not thinking about the dots. It's such a subtle little touch.
Mm.
And I also appreciate the way that Coda kind of spells out that, yeah, if an artist seems like they're going through it, like, don't get me wrong, that's not necessarily a sign to not be concerned, but, like, yeah, it's kind of part of the process. And anyone who has, like, gone through the process significantly enough would absolutely be able to tell you that. It's absolutely normal to have peaks and valleys.
Everyone who I've ever talked to in the like creative spheres, not even just like video essays, but like YouTube in general, art, whatever have you, every experience of making a new thing is that fucking we are so back, it's so over.
Oh yeah, no, it's like
it is just like, where are you currently on this graph? Can you kind of give us a sense of what you're doing?
It's the constant through line. It's the constant through line, especially the longer your projects get. It's so easy to do that yo-yo multiple times over the course of a single video.
Oh yeah, it's at some point you're looking at like the wanted ads to be like, I should just fucking get a day job.
There's got to be something better than this. There's gotta.
I'm a fucking hack. I should just kill myself.
Yeah, right. Like, because like, you know, after a certain point, like, it can't help but become like moving parts. You know what I mean? Like, it stops. Yeah. Like, you start to hear the things you're saying in the video phonetically rather than as like a series of meaningful words. You know?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't like how that click in that word sounds.
Exactly.
Like, this is just noises now, and I'm like, don't like how I went up on that instead.
I heard my teeth hit when I closed my mouth.
And that's when you have to like pull yourself back.
This
Like,
entire
I'm lost in the
paragraph.
sauce. I gotta stop myself.
Yeah, no,
and we say this as like, you know, medium-sized creators. I don't want to like say we're small because we're still like over the curve of like most people. But it's like this goes all the way up to like fucking like I know very personally that even like someone like fucking Eyepatch Wolf deals with this exact thing every video.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, this is something that you never escape from necessarily. Yeah, John's video about his process is 100% the way the art is made, and art requires that circular logic.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's one of those things that, like, genuinely, I would say one of the most important things you can have as a creative is quite simply just faith in yourself. Like, that's the only word I have for it, is just the ability to, like, trust yourself that you will figure out a way to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, which can be very hard.
You just gotta like step away. You just gotta step away and be like, I just need to take a breather. I just need to
I need
go
to
touch some grass.
I need to not look at this for like 3 days, and then I'll come back, look at it, and instantly know everything I need to take care of. It's all the more reason why giving yourself breaks is important. All the more reason.
I've told multiple people, I was like, you know, unironically, like I make the joke of like, oh, finding a day job. I actually think that when I was having, when I had like an actual day job, like a couple of years ago, even if it was just like part-time, it was nice to just have a job that took me out of that space for a couple days at a time.
Yeah.
And then I come back and it's like, okay, now I can focus on like
genuinely, I'm going to be so real with you. That is part of why I've started streaming like as consistently as I have. It's just... Like, don't get me wrong, I've loved doing this for its own right. I'm having a great time with it as its own thing, and I really enjoy it and want to keep doing kind of like bigger, more ambitious things with it. But the main reason, I'm going to be so real, the main reason I am doing this is to make sure that I have something going on that will keep me from working like 12 hours a day on a single thing very, very reliably. You know what I mean? I need something to make me step away from Premiere, make me step away from the project in front of me, and do something else that will let me reset. And because that's what I've found has been one of the most reliable ways to keep me from burning out, you know?
I do think it's been good for you because I've been having less Nani and Stitch moments.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, like it happens a lot less these days, but so often, especially at your most dire, I would like maybe wake up suddenly at like 5 a.m. to go use the bathroom, and bleary-eyed, I just see like a little demon hunched in front of a bright light, can of Monster in mouth. Honey, are you? Is that Premiere Pro?
I'm just editing audio. It's fine. It's fine.
Then what? Did you
fine.
eat yet?
No. I was going to get coffee in
Why?
like an hour.
All you had
I was kind of half
coffee?
expecting you like you wake up and you go in the kitchen and they're like eating a block of cheese out of the fridge.
That too. That too.
No, it's Buldak spicy noodles.
True. I did have those for lunch right before the stream. They're really good. I have a problem. But yeah. Is there anything else we want to add to this? It's a very dense work, and I have no doubt we could talk about it for 2 hours if we wanted to sit here and do another full playthrough and or like revisit all of the bits in new light. But I'm not going to drag y'all through that. But like, yeah,
This is very fun. I forgot how much I like this game.
I really love it. If I for whatever godless reason was like assigned to teach a class on how to be a media critic, this would be one of my required like syllabus works, you know. I think it's a very good snapshot for effectively, to put it succinctly, I guess, respecting the boundaries inherent to art. I think that is the best way to sum it up. Because it can be easy to not even recognize those are really a thing, especially when you're approaching art from a vantage where you see these works as these magical artifacts that were made by someone who knows more than you, rather than, you know, just art that was made by someone who may be trying to say something profound, but also might just be making something for them, you know?
It's its own kind
I just
of
love this cool
dehumanization.
idea.
Exactly. Maybe they just like prisons. Maybe they just like the idea of building a prison. It's actually maybe that's the final good sign off for this is Clark. As you know, whenever we play Minecraft together, one of the first things I inevitably do whenever we start any new game in Minecraft, I make a sky island. I make a sky island with a sky palace on it, and I try and make it elaborate and ostentatious.
Yeah, that's not really indicative of anything about you as a person except that you like those. What is indicative of you as a person is that you will blow up my house.
Yes, this is true. This is true. And there we go. That's the difference. This is and that friends and loved ones is why performance art is a more earnest avenue for emotion. Thank you. Thank you. I'm blowing up your house now. Have a great time. Okay. Is there anything else anyone would like to say before we fuck off for the evening?
Subscribe to Codex Entry. Subscribe to Foxcade, for that matter.
True.
And eat your vegetables.
True.
This kingdom runs on cabbages.
I am sad the cabbages didn't come back around. That would have been a good bit. I will do my best to raid someone this time. Chat, if I ever say I'm going to raid someone and then I don't, it's because I went to look who was online and I didn't recognize anyone's name, and I don't want to send y'all over to someone who I don't know. But I will see who is going. Anyways, thank you all for dropping by. I know this was supposed to be of the devil tonight, but I think we salvaged it in a really big way. This was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad I got to share this with y'all. Monday, Tuesday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Monday, we will be starting Outer Wilds. That's going to be an interesting experience, I have no doubt. Tuesday, we will, for real this time, be finishing up A Hat in Time. And then after that, I think we have a game chosen, but I don't want to announce it quite yet. Then Thursday, Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thursday, we will be continuing StarCraft 2. And Friday, we will be continuing... Next Friday, we will be continuing Of the Devil. And I think... Oh, okay, Cheesy's streaming. There we go. Easy choice, easy choice. All right. And I think that about covers everything. I hope you all have a great evening, and thank you for hanging out. See you again soon.
Oh yeah.
Peace, y'all.